Class is back in session at Tremaine University, and we are going to learn how to put your new listing in the MLS and ultimately active on the open market. So let's get the Add Edit tab pulled up. We're going to select in the right-hand side, add a residential sale. We can also add a lease if you wish, but for this case, we're going to add a residential sale. And here is the address of the property that we will be listing. I want you to type in a portion of that address. It will automatically fill. Here we have a couple of different options. We can fill from tax, which means that a lot of the information that is going to automatically be filled for the listing will be found from the tax record and copy over. Or additionally, we can copy from a previous listing. This is convenient for if you're perhaps relisting a property that you previously had listed for sale. You'll find that it's very convenient. All the pictures will transfer over, all of the language. So if you're relisting a property, I would go with that option. But here we're going to list one from scratch. So working from top to bottom here, we are going to select, hey, when's the property going to be active on the MLS and the open market? We're going to select a list date. Make sure that that date is when you want it to be live, not the date that you're working on. And you have your expiration date, generally 6 months into the future, but that will be found on your listing agreement. Moving slowly through this entire list. What are we listing here? Is it a condo? Is it a single family residence? We're going to select that. Here is where you're going to find all of your agent information. All of this will be your name and info, but we need to put in the contact name. So are they going to call you? Are they going to call your assistant? And what phone number are they going to call? If you have a co-listing agent, you can input them here. Again, getting to this address information, a lot of this information has now been pre-filled because we're pulling from the public records. So you can see the street name is all there. We may have to select that, hey, this is in the city, township, or village. Does it have a mailing city that's perhaps different from its municipality? In this case, it does not. Swartz Creek. Here's where your listing is going to show up on the map. We want to make sure that that maps correctly. And then we're going to input the price. Going to put the price of our listing in, how access is going to be given. In this case, it's going to be an appointment and lockbox. We can also put the lockbox location, whether or not a home warranty is offered by the seller, ownership status. This one does trip up a lot of agents. Here, if it's a normal sale from a normal person, we're going to select standard, and that no, there is not a short sale. Short sale, no. If there is a short sale, then you would select short sale. Occupant type, is this an owner? Is it a tenant? Is it vacant? And possession, how long will that seller need to occupy the property after closing? Perhaps they can give keys at closing. Perhaps it's negotiable. Disclosures, this is another item that trips a lot of people up. Make sure to select whether or not the taxes are homestead exempt or not. Taxes not homestead exempt means that this is a second home or an investment property. If it's someone's primary home, you should select taxes homestead exempt. And we'll also want to select, yes, that we have a signature on file. That means, yes, we have a listing agreement signed and ready to rock and roll. Here we're going to put in where the address is located generally. So we're going to give the cross streets of where this home could be located at. So put in the two major cross streets and just some general directions on how to get to the property. We used to be able to put in here, please use GPS, but they did away with that language. Unfortunately, you'll have to give some sort of general directional on how to get to the property. Again, more information that's pre-filling from the tax record, including the property taxes on the property, the SEV, taxable, and the school district. Lot dimensions. This is where we're going to put in the lot dimensions of the parcel. You can find these lot dimensions if you're struggling. You can find them under realist tax, searching the property, and scrolling all the way down on the property record. It will give you each dimension of the property. Additionally, you could call the township, city, or village and ask for them, but I find you can find it on Realist Tax pretty quick and easy. Hey, what type of road are we on? Is it paved? Is it dirt? Is it private? We got to let them know. Water. What type of water facilities are at the property? So public means it's on city water, or if it's not, it likely has a well. And sewer here, we're going to select public sewer. That means it's on the city sewer. If it doesn't have city sewer, it's likely got a septic tank. Does your property have any other structures that you want to advertise on the MLS? Perhaps that is a pole barn or a second garage or a shed. Those are the three most common options. Pool features is a required field. We have to select whether or not it's got a pool or not. Moving and grooving on down. We got to select the year built of the property. Perhaps your property has been remodeled recently. If it has, you can select which year it's been remodeled. Also, we need to select and input how much square foot the home has. This information will not pre-fill, so we need to select the square footage here and where we found this information. Perhaps we got it from a prior listing, or from the owner, or from an appraiser, or from the assessor. We'll select, in this case, that we got it from the public record. What type of architectural style do we have? Is it a ranch? Is it a farmhouse? Is it a manufactured home? This is where we're going to put this information in. In this case, we are a two-story home that is contemporary or colonial in design. Those are the two most common two-story architectural styles in our local area. So we'll select that it's a two-level home. We'll have to describe what the exterior is made out of. In this case, we're going to go with vinyl siding, but vinyl siding, brick, stone are all common exterior features. Porch and patio features, don't forget to put these in. These are looked at by an appraiser. If it's got a deck or if it's got a patio, put those on. If it's got a garage, similarly, put this information in. Is it attached? Is it detached? Is it a two-car? Entry location, this describes how one would enter the house. Do you enter through the ground, or perhaps are there mandatory stairs to climb? Roof material is usually asphalt, could also be metal. Here I'm selecting what appliances can be in the home and are included in the sale. If you input appliances here, this means that they're included in the sale. All right, moving down here, water heater fuel type is likely going to be natural gas or propane if your home is located on propane. Cooling, this is a really important section here. I want to take a moment. This is a non-required field, so it's easy to miss. However, if your home that you're selling has central air, please put it in under this cooling section. I know it's not a required field. However, when this information syndicates to all the other websites like Zillow, Realtor, Homes.com, those websites are going to pull this information. So if we forget this or don't put central air in, your listing may show up on a website that shows that it does not have central air. So make sure to put that in. Additionally, ceiling fans too. Heating, now this is a required field. You are to notate whether the furnace is forced air or perhaps a boiler heat, and also what fuel type, in this case natural gas. Does your listing have a fireplace? If so, let's describe where it's at. Next, we're going to move to the foundation section. So yes, our listing does have a basement. If it didn't, it may have a crawl space or a slab. We're also required to notate what that basement is, what the basement material is built out of. In this case, it's a block basement. It is a finished basement. And here we are going to select how much square footage of that basement is finished. And here, how much basement is there? So in this case, we have 1,000 square foot basement, and 1,000 square foot of that basement is finished. Bedrooms and bathrooms and lavatory section. Here we're going to input how many bedrooms that we have, how many full bathrooms that we have, and how many lavatories we have. The lavs are short for half bath, if you are not already learned on that. And here we will input the room sizes. I'm going to start with the family room and give a length and width and what level that room is on. In this case, it's on the first floor. And additionally, optionally, we can select what type of floor covering is there. And we are going to do this for every bathroom and every bedroom. And usually they require you to do the laundry room as well. But I'd also recommend putting the kitchen and living room in just to give a fully fleshed out listing. Moving to the financial tab here. So does your home have an association? Oh, it does. How much is the fee? $200. And how often do they collect that fee? Is it annual? Is it monthly? If your home does have an association, it's most optimal to ask your seller, hey, do you have any contact information, be it a website or a phone number, and a name for that property management company or whomever runs the HOA. This is good information that ultimately a lender will need down the road. Does your property have an existing lease on it? Is there a tenant inside? In this case, no. Our protection period here is for 6 months. We have an exclusive right to sell, which gives us a full service of services offered here. We're going to basically do everything to get the house sold. We're going to accept and present offers, advise on offers, arrange appointments, assist with counter offers, the whole kit and caboodle. Here we're going to input our terms offered. So we're going to accept buyers who are paying cash, conventional, FHA, also VA. Here under the public remarks is where we're going to write in what we know about the house and what is going to be known to everybody on all the websites. So in this case, this is the best house on the planet and you're going to love it. Try not to use cliche remarks like cute 3-bedroom home. Obviously, they know it's a 3-bedroom. They're looking at it and they're looking at all the stats. So make it mostly about the lifestyle. What does it feel like to live there? What are the major components that have been updated on the home? You want to highlight all the things that would be hard to glean from a picture. Here we've got additional information where we can input a URL for where perhaps we have a virtual tour. If you've made a virtual tour for the home, we can host that on a public website like youtube.com. And here we can drop in that youtube.com link and we'll link for a virtual tour. Don't forget, you can always save as incomplete as you go along, and you can continue editing at a later date. But once you've completed all the necessary tabs on the left, you will be able to hit submit, and boom, your listing is available and active on the open market. Congratulations.